Hello and welcome back to the Metamystic Show, ASTRO. I hear a train in the background right now. This is a collective, timeless reading for all signs. Everyone is welcome in today's reading. We're going to start off with an oracle card from the Sacred Destiny Oracle, and then we're going to move into the Tarot of Mystical Moments for our 3 cards. Now, before I even pull any cards, I want to get into some clues that I pick up in a channeled sense without any cards. Now, the first thing that came through was the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I said it 3 times, not because I have OCD. Well, maybe I do. It's not a joking manner. I know. Guys, calm down. Calm down, guys. Can't say anything anymore. Can't make a joke, right? And it's not really a joke because I have a long list of mental illnesses that you can speak to my psychiatrist about. All right. I don't know what this intro is about. I feel like, well, I know exactly what it's about. I'm gonna say what it is. It's about self-love, and I'm gonna get to it. Everyone's in the room like, talk about this and talk about this and talk about this and talk about this. We have so much that we want to say because of Jupiter and Gemini. All right. I saw the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 3 times today. So I'm just going to leave that here. That's a number that you may be seeing, or that's something that your guides want to use to show you as an example to you that you are making forward progress in an area of your life that you have been working on. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. It's like you're moving along the steps. You're crossing number 1 off the list, number 2 off the list, like on a to-do list, for example. It could be taken that way as well. Now, that's the first thing. The second thing is I picked up my rose quartz because I always keep it on top of this deck here, the Sacred Destiny Oracle. And as I was walking in here to film, Spirit was like, grab that rose quartz. We're going to be talking about self-love today. And I was like, all right. Sat down, did the pre-shuffle, and look what's at the bottom of the deck. Now I have another, it's love if you can't see it. Now I have another layer to this, and we're going to get the cards, guys. This is all for a reason. And if this message doesn't come through immediately, you will be seeing it come through after you listen to this message in ways that will be recognizable to you specifically in your life. Now, with this love card, there are flowers on this card. Yesterday, I clipped these beautiful flowers from my garden, and to me, this is an act of self-love. Little things like this, like making my home beautiful, bringing elements of nature into my home, connecting with the earth, bringing myself back to center. That is what I consider to be self-love. And self-love is different for everybody. So I feel like we're going to be speaking more on this message. I'm going to leave the love card out. Let's get an oracle message here. Happiness coming out. See, self-love, when we have relaxation on the bottom of the deck, self-love is relaxation. It's your happy place, right? And one man's happy place is another man's chaos, right? For you, your happy place might be going into a library. For somebody else, their happy place may be laying on the beach, right? And I find that it's much more challenging to embrace these little, I was just going to say simple pleasures, and the pleasure card is right here. This reading is so in sync When you start to do these little things that make you, you're going to become more in alignment with yourself. And especially if you are really focused on something right now, remember I was talking about the 1, 2, 3, 4. You may be on a journey right now that takes incredible focus and dedication, so it makes it hard to be still. But if we can just be open, love that there's a moon on this card. If you missed the past Capricorn full moon reading, I would go watch that because these all link together. You can also listen to all of these Metamystic Show episodes on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. When we are open to doing the things that actually seem counterproductive, like if you're really busy, if you're really focused on something, if you're building something, if you have a lot on your plate, the last thing you're going to want to do is like be like these dolphins and have a day at the beach, do something fun. At least me, that's me. Maybe that's not you. Maybe it's just because I'm like, my whole chart is earth and fire. I don't know. It's hard for me to settle down. It's hard for me to take a break. It's hard for me to turn work off because I'm passionate about it and because I'm focused, right? But this is the thing. First of all, our brains are just going to shut down on their own, right? Number one. And number two, because it's a defense mechanism of the body. It's too much is too much is too much. You know what I'm saying? We need to have temperance. We have to have balance and harmony. Balance and harmony is what brings in the next step. 1, 2, 3, 4. You might get stuck at 4, and this is not an omen, just an example. You might get stuck at number 4 for a long time, and you might be asking, why isn't this growing? Why am I not making more money? Why am I not meeting the love of my life? Well, it could be because you've come to a certain part in the road where the only way to get to number 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is for this happiness. Look how there's 2 dolphins here. And this relaxation, this person reading a book on a hammock. The initial message here is very simple. It is embrace your self-love. Rose quartz is all about self-love. It's all about the heart chakra. As you embrace yourself, the things that you like to do, the things that help you to relax, your happy place, that is what's going to unlock the next leg of your journey. And it does seem counterproductive, especially if you are very focused on something and you're trying to work towards some sort of a goal. But what I'm seeing here, and it's very clear, is that the way to get to the next thing is to actually slow down. Go out into the garden. Go tan in your backyard. Do something for yourself, whatever that is for you. You know, get yourself some sort of a dessert that you really like, whatever it is. And no judgment as well on whatever that thing is for you. Because like I said, you know, one man's caramel flan is another's like, I'm allergic to that. I can't eat that. That would be like me in the hospital. You know what I'm saying? So it just whatever. My point is, this is a no judgment zone. Your happy place, as long as everything is in balance and you're not like abusing drugs or hurting yourself or hurting other people, it's pretty much you can do whatever you want, right? When we were kids, we couldn't wait to be adults because that meant that we could do whatever we wanted. And now that we're adults, we wish that we could be kids because we felt like back then it was actually what we could do whatever we wanted. But the reality is we can always do whatever we want. We're just at different stages in life. And I think that part of this, the message of this reading is we're at this point in the road. No matter how old you are, it's a spiritual age thing. It's a spiritual evolution that we're going through as a collective. We've come to this point in the road or even if we continue to do things the way that we always have and it's always worked and it's made us successful and it's made us determined and disciplined, like an Olympic athlete for some of us, some of us are extremely dedicated. Some of us work very hard to achieve the things that we've achieved in our lives. And those are wonderful, hard-earned skills and characteristics that take many years to hone in on. But what I'm seeing very clearly today is that Spirit is actually going to put a block in the road on purpose because they need you to actually integrate this happy place, this love, or you cannot expand beyond the point that you have already come to thus far. It is a very clear message that I'm receiving. So let's get 3 cards from the Tarot of Mystical Moments. Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck. This will also help to bring clarity. It will help you ground yourself to do these things. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. It's like you can't expand to the person that you want to you can't become the person that you want to become unless you do it in a balanced way, because Spirit might let somebody else become a multimillionaire CEO of this and that corporation, but for you, they're not going to allow that. And I know that seems unfair, and you know what? It is. It's actually unfair in a different way than you perceive, though. It's unfair because actually you're the favored one. You're the favored one. It's not that they just get to get things easier, whoever you're looking at or comparing yourself to, or I'm better at this. How come they have like more followers, or how come they have more money than me, or how come they're already married and they have a family and like they have what I want to have, they have all this land, like they're living the life that I want to live. 1, 2, 3. That's because, well, first of all, we should never compare ourselves to other people because we don't know. The universe is very complicated. Speaking of the Wheel of Fortune, we don't know what past lives have gone on here. We don't know what karma is involved here. We don't know who and what and how all of this stuff has come together, right? Somebody actually, and this is not always true, but you might be comparing yourself to somebody that actually is doing something wrong, and is going to get karma for that, or is hurting their family, hurting themselves, and it looks like this beautiful picture, but it's not. So we need to get back to basics with this love energy here, because at the end of the day, say everything goes as you want it to go. You build up your business, you build up your life, you build up your finances, you become the person you want to come, you have a perfect body, whatever these things are that we want. Say you get all that. What happens if something comes in and destroys that whole thing with a tower moment and you have to start all over again? Are you going to be able to build it back up again? Or do something different because you realized through the tower moment that there was actually a better way. There was actually something you wanted more. You had a spiritual awakening. You saw something different about yourself and about the world. Are you going to be able to go a different direction, start something over? I'm not saying that's going to happen. It's happened to me many times. And many of the people's books that I've read, podcasts that I've listened to, TED Talks that I've watched, teachers that I've learned from, many of these people that I look up to talk about, wow, I built this whole thing up and it was completely destroyed, or I thought my life was going to go this way, but it actually went this way, or I thought I didn't want children and I had an oopsie accident, and then actually I found out I'm a great dad, whatever. and it changed the whole course of my life. I'm thinking of that guy, what is this podcast, Impact Theory or something? Didn't he had some company before. I don't know his story very, very well. He's coming to mind though, and he's one of those people that he has a podcast where, if you're not familiar with it, he invites a lot of people on that are talking about exactly what I'm talking about here, right? Where it's like, it's not really about how big we can build something up. It's about building yourself up and your character up, because if that whole thing goes to shit for some reason or another, who are you then? And that's where this self-love comes in, because spirit needs to see that if the carpet was ripped out from under you, not saying they're going to do this or that this is going to happen, I'm just saying this is part of living an influential life, right? Even if it's just influential to your own family, your own community. We need to have a core of character where we know that no matter what happens in our lives, that our self-worth is not dependent upon our achievements. It's not dependent upon our degree or our money in our bank account or how hot we are or whatever, our skills, anything, because, love and light. But if you're a golfer and you have an amazing golf swing and you're playing pro, and then you get, God forbid, get in some sort of a car accident or something, and you hit your head one side to the left, a little too far to the left, you can't golf anymore. Who are you? You're sitting there eating mashed potatoes in front of your TV. Is your whole life going to be over? Because you don't have a golf swing anymore, because your right left arm isn't working anymore like it used to. It's one thing to be an Olympic athlete. It's another thing to be able to take a loss. And that's what this is, a character reading. It's like you could be the best of the best of the best, but are you like an asshole to the waiter? Are you so stressed out you're pulling your hair out? You have this amazing company, you make all this money, but you're an asshole? You know what I'm saying? It's like what that's what I was trying to explain before, and I'm going to open these cards. Is that this message just keeps opening up further, because it seems so simple on the surface, like self-love, taking care of yourself, loving yourself, having balance in yourself, not only having a focus of look, there's this mountain here. Mountains are symbolism of achievements. It's not all about what we can achieve. It's about who we are in the quiet of the night with the stillness. Who are you? Who are you when nobody's looking? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you able to just be silent in yourself and just sit in your backyard and just enjoy your achievements? Or are you just working yourself to the bone? Doesn't have to be work, guys. I'm just using it as an example because I'm an earth sign. It makes sense to me. And I have got a lot of fire in my chart. It's like hard for me to sit still. I always have to be like doing something. I'm on to the next achievement. I'm on to the next thing. I'm on to the next thing that I'm saying to somebody, trying to encourage somebody else, but it's like, I can encourage people. I can encourage you all damn day. But what happens when I have a really terrible day? Am I just going to go into a deep depression and just be a hypocrite? Or am I able to take my own advice? And this is something I've been working on for many, many years, right? So card number 1 is the King of Swords. See, this is that element of already being an expert. Remember how we talked about the 1, 2, 3, 4? The King of Swords, he has gone through like a series of stages in his life. He's had experiences. He's very well versed in lots of different scenarios. He kind of has the right thing to say. Like he's an expert, right? And so what we're seeing here with this focus energy, these cards even have like a similarity to them. This focus and this King of Swords, it's kind of a swords energy, this focus card with the snow and the blue tones and things here. I'm not saying that you're not a King of Swords. I'm not saying that I'm not a King of Swords and that we don't have achievements in our lives and that we haven't learned a lot and that we're not wise. But can King of Swords loosen his tie once in a while, or is King of Swords an asshole to the waiter? Is King of Swords not tip anything? Is King of Swords somebody who, talks the talk but doesn't walk the walk? Because King of Swords in the reverse is, to me, one of the worst energies in the deck, because he is so knowledgeable, he is so wise, that if he turns on himself or others, he can become, a narcissist. He can become cold-hearted and ruthless and be only intellectual. Well, this is how you build a business, and this is what needs to be done, and we need to cut down the budget here, and I know I said that I was gonna give Susan a raise, but I'm just gonna have to tell her no, she can't go to Disney World with her kids because business is business. It's like, you know what I'm saying. King of Swords, and the high vibration of the King of Swords is somebody who lives by example. And that's what we're talking about here. There has to be a balance. It can't just be work, or, whatever. Too much of anything. This can go the opposite way as well, like too much of doing nothing and then complaining, why am I not meeting a person? Why is my business failing? Why am I not growing on social media? Why am I not losing weight? It's like, if we look at the facts, which the King of Swords is really good at doing, and being honest, taking out the notepad and writing everything down. This is just a dumb example, but like, if you're trying to lose weight, this is what I'm doing. Literally writing down the calories, like looking at what we're eating, for example. King of Swords will do that because he's swords. He's the mind, he's intellect, he's wisdom. And then he'll make a plan instead of getting all emotional about it. And you'll see him 6 months from now, and the dude will be shredded because he made a plan and he achieved it. Because the King of Swords knows how to make a plan, and in the high vibration of the King of Swords, he follows through upon that plan. But this is the nuance of this reading. That's not enough. Because once you get there, once you have the shredded body, once you have the $14 million net worth or whatever, you know what I mean? It's once you have the things you want, like I said, are you an asshole to the waiter? That's always my test. Because when King of Swords is at dinner in a relaxed state, how is this King of Swords? Does the King of Swords know how to have happiness with his family, with his friends, with himself, self-love? And that's why it's like it's a block in the road. If we want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if we want to go to 5, King of Swords can only take us so far. If we want to get to 5, we need to integrate this practice of self-love, because it's a mirror. Loving ourselves is loving each other. Card number 2 is the Hanged Man. See, it's this energy of looking at things from not another perspective, but a new perspective entirely with this Pisces energy. I mean, Pisces combined, I might have just messed up my lipstick, let me know. Pisces combined with this King of Swords, these are like, this is like a dreamer who's stuck in, this is like a dentist who's a dreamer on the side. This is like a dentist, just a dumb example, guys. This is like a dentist, King of Swords, that goes out on his lunch break and puts down a yoga mat on the ground and lays down like this girl is and looks up at the sky and like reads the clouds. This is a perfect example of what we're talking about here with this King of Swords energy, which is a powerful, needed energy on this planet. a wise energy, a sage in the high degree. But he needs to be combined with happy place, relaxation, self-love, laying down under the clouds. That's what makes the King of Swords like a sage, like I'm saying here. He's not just knowledgeable intellectually, he's knowledgeable like spiritually, philosophically. He can actually get you somewhere. He has codes encoded within his words when he's sharing information with you. It's not just information for information's sake. When he's sharing information with you, it's like encoded with his experiences of like laying under the clouds. It's imbued with a higher realm, a Piscean, celestial, spiritual element combined with the King of Swords is what makes him truly powerful. You could spend the rest of your life achieving the things that you've wanted to achieve, the things that make you feel proud of yourself with this mountain here, that make you feel like this is who I am. It's kind of like a Capricornian energy, right? For me, Capricorn, and we just had that full moon in Capricorn, and we're going to have another one in July. So look out for those and watch the past Capricorn reading. To me, even though King of Swords is an air energy, sometimes Capricorn has that element to it for me with the King of Swords, because Capricorn, it's the 10th house. It's Saturn. It's a leadership energy, and it carries an element of wisdom with it. And there's an element of tenacity that goes along with it. Like, no matter what happens, we just keep moving. We keep conquering those mountains, no matter how we feel. If we're tired, we keep going, like I was talking about with that Olympic athlete example. It is a powerful skill that takes many years to cultivate to become this King of Swords. But this reading is for people who are ready to go to the next level, which is combining these powerful achievements with the mountain. As yes, it's okay to identify with our achievements. It's good to feel good about yourself. It's good to pat yourself on the back. I've come this far, right? But what happens when you achieve all the things that you've ever wanted to achieve? Are you happy? Will you take a moment to lay under the clouds? See the clouds on the back of this picture and the clouds on her dress, and let the clouds sink into you so that you become the clouds, essentially, so that your life has more meaning than just these human achievements, that life is not just about the matrix and how far we can go. And again, I am not saying, I'm not one of those spiritual teachers that's just like, it's only about just like loving everyone and just being like dead broke and like barely surviving and like having narcissistic partners and calling it a twin flame and like just, just doing everything we possibly can to just be a total doormat and just giving all of ourselves and just continuing to do that, and we're bleeding on the floor and we're just still smiling because that's what love is. No, it's not. I don't believe that. I take this approach. King of Swords combined with this Hanged Man, right? It's a combination that makes you a true leader, and that makes you, that gives power behind the words. I could talk about this all day long, but as I'm speaking to you, I literally just did this yesterday. I laid outside under the clouds and received downloads, right? I went outside, I brought these flowers in from my garden that now have become this message as an example, right? If I just sat here and talked out of my ass for 25 minutes and was just like, hey, this is what you need to do. You need to like love yourself and stuff, and then you'll like get ahead in life. It's like, those are true words, but AI can do that. AI can do it better than you, and they will, right? So we need to be the type of people that if we want to go to step 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if we want to go to the next level, it's becoming a sage. It's becoming a master. It's becoming somebody who lives and teaches by example. Somebody should be able to see you at the lunch table without you saying one word to them and learn something from you. That to me is a true teacher, that just by mere observation, people can pick up the clouds in your aura because it's energy. If everything fell down and became nothing, if the mountains crumbled, if your achievements crumbled down to nothing and you lost everything, a true master will start again the next day and build it up even better than it was before. Card number 3, justice. This is what Spirit's trying to do in your life. They're trying to get you to a place that you've never been before. I'm seeing the scales tipping in a direction that you haven't experienced yet. It's a higher level. In the stock market, we call this higher highs and lower lows. Like if you're looking at a chart and you're reading the chart, you're trying to see, like say you want to buy shares in like Apple or something, which is not a great example because the bigger stocks, you know, they don't move all that much up and down extreme unless there's like some crazy news like Apple's new AI intelligence has blown up 17 of their buildings. It's like, aside from that, Apple's not going to drop. But anyways, in the stock market, it's called higher highs and lower lows. You're looking for those discrepancies. Like, you've come to a certain point. You've come to point number 4 in the road, 1, 2, 3, 4. You've done all these things. You've become all these things. We're looking for number 5. We're looking for the higher high. And that's what this justice energy is. It's like she's taking her sword and she's pointing to the next leg of the journey. And she's saying, you thought that was good? We're going to show you what this vehicle is really made of. You're going to begin to see that you're capable of even more than you expected you were. And that's because of this energy in the middle. See, this is a Libra energy. The King of Swords, justice energy. This is like a combination of the highest form of the mind and the highest form of spirituality. Like Libra and Pisces are like a combination of these energies that can take you to a higher form of what you even saw was possible for yourself. Because number 5 is the number of change. And even if you are this King of Swords, even you don't see what's ahead for you. With all of your wisdom, you can have more. You can be more. And it's not in the way that you think. It's not by working harder. It's by absorbing something new from the clouds, so to speak, that will take you to a higher form of intellect. It's a spiritual intellect with this justice energy. It's like the spiritual quartz, right? I love you guys. It's been Missy Gordon, the Metamystic here. Remember, you can always listen to these episodes on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If you missed last week's episode, make sure to catch up on those. I love you guys so much.